friend when you think she's super swell. She'll charm you with the smile and the stories that you tell. You really fall in love, think you've made a friend for life. But when you turn around, she'll be reaching for the night. 'Cause she's a backstabber, backstabber. She's a little backstabber. Better watch your back, 'cause that girl is fucking whack. Backstabber, backstabber. She's a little backstabber. So she's a friend, but in the end, break your butt cookies, take your butt a drink. She'll get you all relaxed, so you tell her what you think.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roast of Heklina.
Here to get things started, our roast mistress, the world's biggest bitch, Jackie Beats.
Hey everybody! Let's bring these fucking bitches out here. First of all, let's hear it for the guest of dishonor tonight, Heklina! Careful, careful, Heklina. Remember, you didn't take your Boniva today. Why don't you make a lot of noise for Alaska? It's a little awkward when one of the guests gets more applause than the star, the legend. Make a lot of noise for Peaches Christ! Real nice. Any Smurf fuckers out there? Let's hear it for the legendary Julie Brown! Jinkx Monsoon! Give it up for Sister Roma! You guys, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is I recently accepted Jesus Christ as my personal savior. The bad news is, as a result, I can't really be mean-spirited and make fun of people anymore. Just kidding, let's rip into this ugly old cunt. Now, in case you're young and stupid, AKA an Alaska fan, let me explain how these roasts work. We are going to take one of the most obvious things about each person up here and make horrible, horrible jokes about it. For instance, spoiler alert, I'm fat. Jinkx is a drunk. Peaches is hideous. Alaska is annoying. Julie Brown is a has-been. And Heklina is what we call a triple threat. She's old, ugly, and riddled with AIDS. Writing jokes about Heklina is like shooting fish in a barrel. And trust me, that's the only time you will ever hear anyone use the word fish in the same sentence with this monster's name. Heklina has worked with Hollywood luminaries such as Harvey Weinstein many times, and she told me she has never, ever been treated inappropriately by them. Which, of course, doesn't prove his innocence, just that he has 20/20 vision. I guess even he has his standards. She is giving the Me Too movement a run for its money with her hashtag, Why Not Me? Heklina is so famous she can go by just one name. You know, like ISIS and chlamydia. Heklina finally had her signature mole removed from her face. Can you believe it? She got rid of the mole and kept that face. Now,
Just started.
now, I don't want to take credit, but I'm the one who finally sat Heklina down, looked her right in the eye, and said, girl, you need to get rid of that ugly thing. It's disgusting, it's dragging you down, and it's just holding you back. And 1 week later, she stopped doing shows with Peaches. But back to that mole. I mean, that mole was the only thing that made her even remotely interesting. It's kind of like when Sharon got rid of Alaska. Listen up to Heklina's hardcore fans, both of you. You may miss that mole, but don't you worry, she still has all those other things she's most famous for. Her lousy sense of humor, horrible singing voice, and the body of a disfigured linebacker. You might be surprised at just how often Heklina has gotten fucked by God, nature, and whoever invented HD.
Anyone want to say anything to Heklina?
Answer my Facebook friend request.
I'm freezing my ass off. Open early.
I love you, Heklina! You don't look a day over 60.
Heklina, you're my favorite rim queen ever. Mwah.
I saw you give a rim job once, and it was awesome on stage, and you figured out that the guy had fish and chips for lunch. That was one of the highlights of my life. Thanks.
Sister Roma is one of the sisters of perpetual annoyance. I'm sorry, indulgence. And as a nun, what she's wearing is called a habit. Girl, I haven't seen a queen with a worse habit since Katya.
Too soon.
Too soon. Roma has been doing drag a long time, and she knows the importance of letting people know instantly, simply by how she dresses, what she's all about, and how much talent she has. None. I have a nickname for Sister Roma, and it's Sister Aroma. I can smell her from here. Did you give up deodorant for Lent? But I have to warn you, the only thing that stinks worse than her breath is her material. Give it up for Sister Roma.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. This is, of course, the Roast of Heklina, which, not surprisingly, is like all of Heklina's other events, where the other queens do all the work and she just sits here and makes money.
That's how you do it. Works for RuPaul.
Alaska is here. Hi! Thanks to Alaska. That is the way all drag queens are required to say hi now. She even turned it into a song. In fact, she has all these little catchphrases that she turns into songs. She's got, if you're not wearing nails, you're not doing drag, and your makeup is terrible. Alaska, I have a suggestion for your next song. I think you should just call it, Sorry You Wasted Your iTunes Gift Card.
Get her.
And of course, Peaches Christ is here. Heklina's best friend. I know, Peaches and Heklina, Heklina and Peaches, or as I like to call them, the Real Housewives of Amityville. Now, we all know why Peaches is here. It's because whenever Heklina does anything without her, it sucks. and Jinkx Monsoon. Now, Jinkx, you are such a funny girl. You really are. You're hilarious. No, look at you. Everyone knows it. And the thing about Jinkx is she loves to laugh. In fact, during her private audition for season 5, she made RuPaul laugh so hard, Jinkx's cum shot out Ru's nose. Everyone knows that's how you get on the show. Come on. And if you want to win All Stars, you have to let Ru fuck you up the ass. Right, Alaska? Julie Brown, I am so glad you were here, especially after what Jackie Beat said about you in Left magazine. Did you guys read that? Jackie is actually quoted as saying that Julie Brown is not funny. I know, I was like, oh my God, who would say that? Everyone thinks Julie Brown is funny. Everyone over the age of 40. Which brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the man of the hour, the lady of the evening, Heklina. Now, I might be one of the people up here who has known Heklina the longest. I mean, what's it, like 25 years? Yeah, we've been friends for like 3 of them. So in honor of this friendship, I've decided that before I start roasting her, I'm going to say 3 nice things about her. So 3 nice things about Heklina. I don't see her that often. She has never, nor has she ever tried to eat my ass. And she's a great businesswoman. This is true, right? Did you know she's always looking for ways to make money? She has her own ringtone. Did you know that? Would you like to hear it? Girl, are you okay? I downloaded that like 2 weeks ago just for tonight, and I completely forgot, and the first time it went off, it scared the shit out of me. It's called the Heklina Cackle, and it's hideous. And I don't know who would want it. I don't want it. In fact, I asked Heklina for a refund, and you know what she said. But she is making money. She's raking it in as the co-owner of Soma's #1 drag cabaret nightclub, Oasis, where she hosts her weekly show, Mother. Have you seen it? I have. No, I mean, it's fine, you know, but I do have some suggestions for a name change. I think that maybe she should drop the M and add a B and call it Bother, as in why bother? Because after 30 years in drag, if you've seen her host it, she really can't be bothered. Or I think you should just drop the M altogether and call it Other, because we'd like to see an other queen hosting it. I like that one. Good old Heklina, or Heckles as I call her. Some people have other nicknames for her, like Shreklina, or Shrekels, or just Shrek. I would never do that. I would never do. It's not nice, and I would never tell Heklina she's ugly. She can see. She's not blind. So sad. The only thing worse than looking like that is knowing you look like that. You guys, I'm not saying I wish she was blind. I'm saying that when I look at her, I wish I was. But to be honest, it does not surprise me that her tricks are willing to sit on her face. That way they don't have to look at it. And we all know where she gets most of that ass, right? On Craigslist. Yes, honey, her posts as a hot T-girl looking for action are legendary. But I hate to tell you, she is the Craigslist killer. No, she doesn't kill her tricks. She killed Craigslist. But I really am proud of you, Heklina, though, for being so honest about all the work you've had done. A facelift, Botox, fillers, Restylane, Juvederm, silicone. I mean, she's had so much work done, none of us can remember what she actually looked like. And for that, we're all grateful. Now, here's another fun fact that you may not know. Heklina was in the Navy. Did you know that? Right? But this is way before Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Now, when Heklina used to hook up with other enlisted men, they just called it, "Thanks for the AIDS, faggot." The good old days. Oh, Heklina. Thank you for having me at your roast. You know I really do love you, and we all do. I mean, look at this crowd. Thank you.
Give it up for Sister Roma. Roma follows the little-known 11th commandment, thou shalt not entertain. She should start a cloister called the Sisters of Perpetual Disappointment. Well, guess who's next? I'll give you a hint. She was running late. Well, she was giving tours at the Winchester Mystery House. Jinkx is famous for doing a lot of one-woman shows, and when I say one-woman show, I'm referring to how many people are in the audience. Jinkx, your show is like Trump's border wall. Nobody wants to pay for it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Jinkx Monsoon.
Oh, wow. I never do this kind of thing. I'm kind of known as a sweet queen, so if I go a little long, it's because I just love talking like this. Jackie fucking beat, everybody. I have followed her career almost my whole life. I looked up to her, an adult drag queen really making a go of it. I was 9 years old. Give it up for patient zero. Obviously, I'm joking, because if Jackie had been patient zero, the AIDS outbreak never would have happened. Who is gonna fuck that? You know, we all have our pre-show rituals, and I can tell you, before every show, Jackie Beat likes to have a shot of insulin. I once ate lunch with Jackie Beat. There were no survivors. Lots of people are intimidated by Jackie Beat, but she's never scared me. The only time she scares me is when I'm walking in front of her down a flight of stairs. It's like the scene in Indiana Jones. Jackie Beat is chronically single and fed up with never getting laid. She wanted to be able to blow herself. So she had 4 ribs removed. She then took those ribs, covered them in barbecue sauce, and now she's right back where she started. How do you solve a problem like Sister Roma? How do you take a clown and pin it down? The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are devoted to stopping the spread of HIV. Yeah, you can clap for that, sure. Yeah, they hand out condoms on the street. They hold safe sex seminars. And they keep Heklina in her cage from the hours of 9 to 5 a.m. My heart goes out to both Julie Brown and Sister Roma. Julie Brown desperately wanting to relive the 80s, and Sister Roma desperately wanting to relive her 80s. Give it up for not downtown Julie Brown, but the other one. Other one. Other one. Other one. Julie Brown, everybody's third favorite recurring guest star on ABC's The Middle. Does that open a lot of doors for you, Julie? Do you get to skip a lot of lines at Starbucks with that, Julie? Go into the shooting range with Patricia Heaton a lot these days, Julie? Actually, I love you in that show. Like every good white middle-aged mother, I watch The Middle. I do. And I can say that she is the most famous person on this stage right now. And that's the joke. I've been lucky enough to have toured with Alaska through so much of my career because every hero needs a horse to ride in on. Which reminds me, you've been really well behaved tonight, girl. There you go. There you go. There you go. She's so good. Alaska actually has a lot in common with horses. When I was doing a line of Adderall off her dick backstage, I had to stop halfway through to catch my breath. Did you all see Feud? Yeah, enough of you? Yeah. We're a lot like Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. We get told that all the time. Like Betty Davis, I'm a talented actress who puts my craft above my vanity. And like Joan Crawford, Alaska lives in LA. Alaska and I both have younger brothers. And we both had to kind of step up to be the father role in the family, you know? Like, for instance, I taught my brothers how to pee standing up. Alaska also taught her brother how to pee into her mouth. Sometimes I think about what Alaska would have been like on the Oregon Trail. I don't think she would have survived. She would have kept falling off the wagon. I've known Alaska for years. I know a lot about her. For instance, I know that she loves whiskey because it goes great with Coke. I'm not saying she's a cokehead, but her nose bleeds more than Julie Brown on a heavy flow day. Oh, wait, do you still get those? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to have brought that up. Alaska and Heklina have one thing in common. They both love bareback sex. Alaska's so full of cum, you'd think she was one of Willem's wigs. She's so full of cum, you'd think she was Willem. Peaches Christ, the chinless wonder, everybody. Peaches Christ recently portrayed Winona Ryder in one of her astounding shows, which must have been tough, because the only thing she has in common with her is her kleptomania and years of irrelevance. Peaches Christ is a lot like a mother to me. And just like my real mom, she's an alcoholic who begs me for money, and I hate her. Woo! Peaches Christ is one of the hardest working queens in show business. The only thing that works harder than her is her corset. Although lately, she's been struggling to keep it together, just like her corset. She's at the end of her rope, just like her corset. Those jokes were cheap and ineffective, just like her corset. Well, it's been really fun roasting all my friends and fellow artists up here. So now I guess I have to roast Heklina? Heklina? Fuck, they do not pay me enough for this shit. Hey there, happy birthday or whatever. Wikipedia describes Heklina as an American drag queen who founded Mother, formerly Tranny Shack. Really? Tranny Shack. Where do you get off, you ignorant white guilt piece of shit? No, actually, I've known Heklina for years, I have. She's my Quaalude dealer. She's taught me that femininity comes in every shape and size, except for that one. I'd just like to acknowledge this wonderfully diverse dais you've assembled here tonight. You've got everyone here. You got white people, cis women, everybody. Heklina has had a truly amazing career. You might remember her from such films as A Troll in Central Park, Troll Hunters, Troll 2, and whichever Harry Potter movie had the troll in it. Heklina has a jewel on her belly, and if you rub it, you can make a wish. She's on a new trendy diet where she's allowed to eat 3 billy goats a day. And most nights you can find her under the Golden Gate Bridge, resting peacefully on a pile of children's bones. Heklina recently had to have her beauty mark removed. And does it bother you that the most beautiful part about you is a giant lump of cancerous cells? What's really shocking is that she stopped at the beauty mark. The only thing tougher than her face is her voice. She sounds like Oscar the Grouch raping B. Arthur's corpse. Her voice is responsible for my alcoholism. I just think we're at a point, you know, in 2018 where we should unionize. We should demand better treatment, higher wages, cleaner holes. Just like Sally Field nailed it. Okay. No, Heklina, I want to congratulate you on your success, whatever it may be. It's been an honor to roast you, and you have been a wonderful contributor to the world of drag. And now, please, for the love of God, quit before I go to the press. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Give it up for Jinkx Monsoon. I just have one question, Jinkx. How come none of my jokes included a snack like Alaska's?
It was a vegetable. You wouldn't have wanted it.
Heklina, as I've gotten older, you've been such an inspiration to me on how not to do my makeup.
Keep the sunshine in your heart, and that way the roast won't burn. Otherwise, Heklina's gonna roast.
They say if you remember the 80s, you weren't there. But to be fair, you could have been there and still not remember Julie Brown because, well, I feel so bad doing this to her because she's very sweet, but I just can't help myself. And if Bill Cosby had $1 for every time he said that. Julie confided in me backstage that she was nervous about tonight because throwing shade and reading isn't really her thing. No, seriously, she can't read. Please welcome Julie Brown.
Thank you. Thank you, God. It's so great to be on stage because backstage smells like balls and duct tape. You know, when they first asked me to roast Heklina, I said, who the fuck is Heklina? And then they showed me a picture and I said, oh, who the fuck is that drag queen? Because I was surprised they were asking me because, you know, I am famous. I had my own show on MTV called Just Say Julie. Thank you. I also wrote and starred in Earth Girls Are Easy. And made fun of Madonna in a national special. And if any of you Twinkies don't know it, fuck you. Google it. I bravely wore no makeup as the gym teacher in Clueless. Shut up, I should get an Oscar for that. Girls get an Oscar when they wear no makeup, right? Right, Jodie Foster? Damn it. Hi, Peaches. You know, I have a funny story about Peaches. One time, she put some Altoids in her butthole. That's it. That's the story. I know everyone confuses me with downtown Julie Brown, especially Jackie Beat in a national interview. But I understand because people are stupid, right, Jackie? But I love Jackie Beat. I think she's the funniest person I know. And that's good because you know what they say? If you're fat, you better be funny. Jackie, you did it! And I don't understand why people don't love Jackie's look. I mean, who else could take a Halloween tablecloth and a fire hose and make a dress? Backstage when we were getting ready, Jackie asked me if she could borrow my Summer's Eve. And then she used it as a mouth spray. So don't kiss her after the show, because she tastes like a cunt. Speaking of cunts, last week I went to my gynecologist because I wanted vaginal reconstruction. I wanted him to put in a hot tub, but he wouldn't do it. He said I couldn't get a permit. But I wanted it kind of bedazzled and spruced up because I don't know if you guys know, but vaginas are kind of weird. They're sort of vague, you know, like Heklina's talent. Has anyone seen it? It's missing. I saw it on a milk carton this morning. But tonight, oh, she's pissed. But tonight is all about Heklina. I love you, Heklina. And I'm so glad you backed off on the bronzer because sometimes she looks like a troll doll that's been in the oven too long. And a little makeup tip, when you put on your foundation, use a sponge, not a Swiffer. Heklina's not exactly delicate. She's a girl who has cankles on her knuckles.
Thank you for being a huge part of the queer community and the drag community for so many years in San Francisco, creating such an inviting, welcoming space for us. Go to hell, bitch.
It's time for your best friend, Peaches Christ. Or as Drag Race viewers call her, Peaches who? She's most famous for her thankles. Those, of course, are the thighs that go right down into your shoes.
Thankles.
Actually, Peaches is best known for her live stage shows. Yes, where she takes a perfectly good movie and single-handedly ruins it. She's pretty much the Katherine Heigl of drag.
Katherine Heigl.
She's mad. I'm just kidding. I don't want to say Peaches is ugly, but Heklina hangs out with her and Roma so she can be the pretty one. Oh. Give it up for Peaches Christ!
Let's hear it for Jackie Beat, everybody! Here it comes. Our master of ceremonies here tonight at the roast of Heklina. You know, Heklina is, of course, the star of the roast, but Jackie is clearly its biggest target. You know, Jackie's gotten so fat that the only airline that would fly her to San Francisco was SpaceX. They both have the same slogan, "We've blown up a bit." It's Sister Roma, everybody. That's right. Sister Roma is, of course, one of San Francisco's most legendary queens and perhaps its most legendary cocksucker. It's true. Everyone knows Roma goes down faster than Morgan McMichaels in All Stars 3. She doesn't lip sync, she doesn't really act, she's really not a comedy queen. I recently did a show in Fort Lauderdale starring Latrice Royale called Mr. Act. That's right, it's about a nun who was addicted to drag, and it was so fun. I'm thinking of a sequel this year starring Sister Roma. It would be called Mr. Act 2, Back in the Habit. And it's just a documentary about Roma relapsing on meth. She was a meth addict. It's true. Roma loves meth so much. Katya considers her her biggest influence. Speaking of influences, Julie fucking Brown is here. I want to pause so everyone under 50 can Google you for a moment, but I mean, okay, here it is. You had a show on MTV that was amazing. You were a guest on The Tonight Show, and of course you were in Clueless and Earth Girls Are Easy. I mean, that's pretty impressive. The biggest claim to fame any of the rest of these queens have is, well, Jackie's claim that she invented Drag Race. Yes, it's true. Jackie says RuPaul stole the idea of Drag Race from her, yet she'll tell anyone who'll listen that the show is ruining the spirit of drag. Oh, please, Jackie. You aren't upset that Drag Race is ruining drag. You're upset that you aren't getting any of the credit and money. You complain about being overlooked more than milk. You're like old milk. But you're not big and milky. You're big and sulky. Even Thorgy Thor is like, girl, you need to let things go. Okay? Speaking of getting fucked, Alaska, everybody. Alaska reminds me of the state because she's cold, she's been full of bears, and old white men will pay a lot of money to drill deep inside her. But Alaska, you're a star, you know it. Watching Alaska perform, you know she can just feel it in her bones. Also, you can literally see her bones. Alaska's the only queen up here who can legitimately claim to be skinny. And for that, Alaska, I say, fuck you and the horse face you rode in on. You know, Alaska reminds me of that old joke. A horse walks into a gay bar, and the bartender asks, "Why the long face?" And the horse replies, "Hi." People say having sex with Alaska is like having sex with Seabiscuit because it feels like a race and she always finishes first. Plus, you look like a horse. And finally, you guys, you know this one. What does a gay horse eat? Hey! Right, but in Alaska's case, it's cum. Alaska did have time this year to appear in a different VH1 reality show where reality stars competed to see who could live in a haunted house the longest. It was called Scared Famous, which is ironic because they were neither scared nor famous. Jinkx Monsoon! Jinkx is here, who confirmed to the world this year that she's non-binary because she's a millennial and she doesn't want to be labeled. I think that's great. And Jinkx, you should feel comfortable being whatever it is you want, which increasingly appears to be a drunk Ginger Minge impersonator. Jinkx has gained some weight recently, but actually I see it as a very, very clever career move, because that way, Jinkx, no matter how famous Ben de la Creme gets after All Stars, you'll still be the biggest queen in Seattle. You guys, it's just business. Big business. It's so nice to be here to roast my best ghoul friend and drag partner, Heklina, a legend of drag, ladies and gentlemen. And I've heard you queens talk about how fat and ugly and talentless she is, but as her dear friend, I just want to say you're completely wrong. She is not fat. Jackie's fat. I'm fat. Heklina is just totally oddly fucking shaped. Okay, look at her. She has a gigantic head, a compressed, distended torso, and thick, slumpy legs. She's like a plus-size Peter Dinklage. But she's not fat, okay? And how dare you say she's ugly? That face isn't ugly. Look at it. It's original. It belongs in a museum. A natural history museum, sure, but still a museum. And then how dare you come for her talent? You know, Heklina's been a drag innovator for decades. She created Tranny Shack, the drunken launching pad of drag queens worldwide. She opened the drag bar Oasis and was the first queen to incorporate live rim jobs into her act. Between all the drunk performances and rim jobs, Heklina has eaten more shit while performing than a German porn star. She's eaten more shit than 6 girls, 3 cups. So how dare any of you come for her at all? She is a goddamn legend. And with that, I just want to close by saying it is true that we've been friends since '96. Roma, Heklina, and I have known each other that long. I love you so much. You're the funniest person I've ever met. And I don't know what life would have been like without you or Tranny Shack. So thank you, honey.
Peaches Christ!
Anyone else want to say anything to Heklina?
Who's Heklina? Who?
Heklina.
I'm here for Alaska. Who's Heklina?
We have now come to the part of the show that every retarded 14-year-old girl is here to see. Alaska Thunderfuck is, of course, from that well-known reality TV show that shall remain nameless. Oh, who am I kidding? Everyone knows the show I'm talking about. Botched. I'm joking. Let's be honest. No one can hold a candle to Alaska, because if they did, her fucking lips would melt. Alaska was in a drag girl group with Willem and Courtney Act called the AAA Girls, which proved to be as about electrifying and powerful and lasted about as long as the battery they named themselves after. Give it up for Alaska Thunderfuck! Take your time, bitch. Oh my God. Oh, she's pissed.
Hello? I didn't realize when I signed up that it would be this kind of event. Tonight, I have heard shade. Reads. And even mean-spirited insult humor. We are living in difficult times. Gun violence, senseless death, a presidency and an administration that wants to see our people eradicated from the face of history. This is not a time where we should be tearing each other down. We should be supporting one another and coming together to make this country a better country and this world a better place. Having said that, it is a roast. And I am getting paid a lot more than these other girls, so. Why don't we try some rules? First of all, please give it up for this wonderful group of queens on the stage tonight. So many white people. So many white people, I thought it was the Drag Race Hall of Fame. If this group had a Craigslist ad, it would be only fats, only femmes, and absolutely no spice, rice, or chocolate. I mean, look at Sister Roma. She's actually painted white. Sister Roma, I don't know if you know this, but Sister Roma has a huge penis. The only bigger dick I've seen is Milk on All Stars. If Sister Roma were a film, what film would she be? Citizen Kane. Because she's always looking for Rosebud. That's really cerebral, sorry. Julie Brown is here. Julie Brown is very sexy, very sultry. She puts the lust in lackluster. Julie's probably the least employed out of all of us. The only time her phone goes off is when there's an Amber Alert. If you hate Julie Brown's music, you are a terrible sexist with great taste in music. I'm not going to say anything mean about Peaches Christ because she'll attack me with her bare hands. And by bare hands, I mean they're covered in fur, they have giant claws, and they're usually dripping with honey. Did you hear they're making a sequel to the Hollywood film, The Purge? It's starring Peaches Christ, and it's called The Binge. Jinkx Monsoon is here, everyone. Jinkx Monsoon recently put out an album called The Ginger Snapped. Ginger like the color of her hair, snapped like the laces in her corset. Jinkx has taught me to always be kind. Always be kind whenever you see a homeless person on the street. It could be Jinkx Monsoon out of drag. Jinkx is so busted, I've seen better wigs on Undercover Boss. My doctor told me to stay away from trans fats. So I called up Jackie Beat and canceled our dinner plans. Jackie Beat is so unhealthy. Her full name is Jackie Irregular Heartbeat. If Jackie Beat were a film, what film would she be? 50 Shades of Gravy. The judges also would have accepted The Shape of Water retention. But over Jackie's long and prosperous career, she's become hugely successful. Sorry, I misread that. She's successfully become huge.
No.
Kevin Spacey loves Jackie Beat's comedy. All of her jokes are 13 years old. But now let's move on to the woman of the hour. It's true what they say. Heklina loves to stay in drag after the gig and fillet straight men that she meets on Craigslist. Who knew that there were so many men out there whose only fantasy it was to receive a toothy blowjob from Gene Hackman from the end of the Birdcage? I was over at Heklina's house and I got a paper cut and I asked her, "Do you have any Band-Aids?" And she said, "No, I just have regular AIDS."
I think we're at like 6 or 7.
If Heklina were a song, what song would she be? Lady Marmalades. If Heklina were a film, what film would she be? Steel Magnoliades. If Heklina were a virus, what virus would she be? Actually, no, it's hepatitis C. Heklina is so ugly that E.T., the alien, went up to her with his glowing finger and went up to her face and just said, "Ouch." Thank you all so much.
Oh God, Alaska. I cannot fucking wait until you get fat, and you will.
Oh, Heklina, Heckles. Still alive? Well, that's exciting. Nothing makes me happier than watching these queens rip you a new one. I love Heklina, who doesn't?
We have a very special unannounced guest, because god damn it, this fucking show isn't long enough. Give it up for Bob the Drag Queen!
I deserve that. I showed up here at this gig, and then Heklina backstage said, I forgot to invite any black people. I got a call this morning and said, we have no black people in our show. Will you please come over, perform for free, but we'll make sure we get you here. I said, that sounds familiar. Haven't seen this many white people stroke their own cock since the 2016 Oscars. But I'm not in drag. I'm gonna be like Trixie in All Stars 3. I'm gonna phone it in. Doesn't Julie Brown, Jinkx, and Heklina look the same? Pokemon just kept evolving. And just getting uglier and uglier every time. I don't want to insinuate that Heklina is young and beautiful. That's it. I just don't want to insinuate that. Look at these, like with friends like this, who needs mirrors, right? Heklina is so old, her original drag name is Harriet Beecher Stowe. Heklina and Peaches are like Ren and Stimpy, except they're both dogs. Heklina is proof that with her makeup, wigs, and costumes, almost anyone can be pretty. And it is no secret she is a really big fan of Broadway musicals, like most gay guys are. And just like her favorite musical, Gypsy, you either got it or you ain't. And she's been tested. And she's got it, ladies and gentlemen. This people's got it, and this people's spreading it around. I want to be short and brief. Thank you for inviting me, but honestly, on a completely serious note, you really are ugly. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hear it for Bob the Drag Queen. Who says affirmative action doesn't work? Oh my fucking God. I wish I were dead. And this bitch has to come up and rip us all a new one now. Give it up for Heklina!
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. Now listen, when they first suggested I be roasted here at the Castro Theater, I thought, why not? There's nothing roastable about me. What will they ever be able to think of? You guys give it up for Jackie Beat. When they told me I was going to be roasted and they asked me who I wanted to MC the event, I of course said Jackie Beat because I thought all the back and forth from the podium would be good for her heart. Finally get some cardio in and work out those new hips, you know? Jackie has had 2 hip replacements, and I'm convinced she got them so the words Jackie Beat and hip would be used together in a sentence for the first time in 15 years. Jackie Beat is also a fierce critic of Donald Trump, which is a bit of a surprise because he's the first big fat dickhead she hasn't worshipped. Sadly, Trump tore a rip between Jackie Beat and her meal ticket. Sorry, good friend, Roseanne. Let's be real, nothing would tear Jackie apart from a meal ticket. Is this thing on? Okay. Roseanne is a Trump supporter, and Jackie publicly stood up to her on Twitter and said, and I quote, "I'm the proud owner of a fucking spine." Well, it's so brave, though. Jackie, I bet that spine could be replaced too for the right price. And I'm not quite finished talking about Jackie Beat's body parts because I want to say, shifting gears a little bit, great news for her career. Jackie Beat's ass recently won a SAG award.
I get it.
A lot of us queens up here are of a certain age, and as drag queens get older, they start getting bigger and losing their hair. And Jinkx, you're progressing along very nicely. And I know my getting up here and making fun of the way these ladies look is a little bit like the pot calling the kettle black. Old people can be so sweet, and that's for Julie Brown. She's so sweet and so old. Julie's so old, she used to get confused with downtown Julie Brown, and now she just gets confused. Julie, you are a national treasure. You're a writer, an actor, a singer, and a director. You're a true Renaissance woman, and by that I mean you were relevant in the 1500s. You're so vintage, Jinkx is considering incorporating you into her wardrobe. Julie's career has been reduced to performing plays she's reworked from earlier hits in small theaters nationwide. So Julie's career has been reduced to Peach's career. Just kidding. Hi, Peaches. My dear friend and collaborator, Peaches. She's doing great. Peaches produces elaborate movie spoofs, stocks them full of Rue girls, and then tours them around the world, which makes you wonder if RuPaul's Drag Race had never happened, would Peaches even have a career? Seriously, at this point, she's making more money off Rue girls than plastic surgeons. Hey, it's not easy going on last. Fuck you. Peaches and I just got back from our annual cruise, Drag Queens Overboard. We actually unveiled a whole new stage act, a rework of Titanic, where I played the unsinkable Molly Brown and Peaches played the boat. Wait for it, because she went down on everyone. God, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it was. Okay, moving on. Speaking of going down, Sister Roma, everybody. I knew you'd show up for my roast because you show up for everything. People say 80% of success is just showing up, and that certainly explains 80% of Roma's success. The other 20% is having a throat like a fleshlight. Jinkx Monsoon, everybody, or as we call her backstage, Jinkx peaked too soon. Really? She gets to say all that shit about me and you boo me? Fuck you. Hey, some RuPaul's Drag Race. Can't talk shit about them. Fuck you, bitches. Jinkx is really sticking to her guns and selling that classic Flappa era geesh with a burlesque sensibility. Because you know what they say, burlesque is just stripping for fat drag queens. She fucking bitch. Jinkx recently said in an interview that her album was inspired by 90s rock bands like Garbage and No Doubt. And you can definitely tell because after one listen, I was like, yeah, this is definitely Garbage. No doubt. Speaking of garbage, Alaska Thunderfuck, everybody. What was the name of that TV show with the talking horse? Oh, yes, All Stars 2. Fuck you. Fuck you. Alaska's having a big year, though, appearing on 2 VH1 reality shows. She's mysteriously appearing dressed as a handmaid on All Stars this season. It's actually a bit hard to imagine Alaska as a handmaid, which is essentially just a sex slave being used for her womb. Mainly because knowing Alaska, she'd probably lean in like, wait, we're gonna have weird sex every night? No condoms? I'm in, are you? I thought that was funny, so. All kidding aside, I love that Jinkx and Alaska made it for my roast. Unlike Jackie, I love Drag Race and I love all the Root girls. Well, most of them. But I do know how Jackie feels. You know, we do all this work for years and years, and these young upstarts come and they steal our ideas and they get famous and they exploit us. It hurts me because there was this one time when I created the Golden Girls live show and produced it here in San Francisco, and then some queen stole the idea from me and started producing it down in Los Angeles. And you know what? That was really, really hurtful. God, who was that again? Oh yeah, it was you fucking cunt. Listen, I'm going off script here right now to say something real to you guys. I have been raped on this stage tonight. Crucified and pilloried. Look it up in the dictionary. Eviscerated by these bitches, and you guys are no better. You laughed at every single fucking word. All the work I've done for San Francisco, but you know what? The end of the day, I want you to leave here tonight with one thing. Knowing one thing and carry it with you into the night. Tonight, I have made more money than any of these bitches, and that's what really matters. And that is the roast of Heklina.
Oh, I guess we're done.
But when you turn around, she'll be reaching for the night. 'Cause she's a backstabber, backstabber. She's a little backstabber. Better watch your back, 'cause that girl is fucking whack. Backstabber, backstabber. She's a little backstabber. She's a backstabber, backstabber. You better watch your back. Backstabber, backstabber. That girl's on the attack. Break your butt cookies and she'll take you for a drink. She'll get you all relaxed so you tell her what you think. She'll look you in the eye, say your secret she will keep. Much to your surprise, she'll be blogging it next week. 'Cause she's a backstabber, backstabber. She's a little backstabber. Better watch your back, 'cause that girl is fucking whack. Backstabber, backstabber. She's a little backstabber. She's a backstabber, backstabber. You better watch your back. Backstabber, backstabber. That girl's on the attack. Backstabber. I'm gonna hit the track. No, I ain't coming once. Shame on